You see my little nipples. I don't like showing my nipples because I think it's very insensitive to all the children out there watching this video. So I will not be leaning back on my chair, because if I lean back on my chair, you can actually see some nipple right there. And because I'm a sensible man, and because I'm very well educated and well mannered, and a very modest person, I will not be leaning back on my chair so that you don't see my nipples. Okay? So let me actually talk about what I want to talk about. I'm sorry for that. I'm so sorry for that. I actually apologize for that. Sometimes I just like to try to be funny. I don't know if it lands, I don't know if it doesn't. But, you know, sometimes I'm just a bit, I like, you know, just not taking life too seriously, I guess. What I want to say is, around 2 years ago, I was in a very hard spot in my life, okay? Where I didn't really wanna, I don't like saying the word, but I wanted to cheat myself, you know? I took a couple of pills. I think it was like 10 pills. I don't even remember what it was. I just remember sleeping for like 2 days straight without even waking up. And it was a very dark phase in my life. It was very dark, and all I could see was darkness. All I could see was just negativity, and just, I could not see anything going for me. I just had no hope whatsoever. I didn't really want to live. I didn't really want to leave the house. I just wanted to stay in bed all day and all night. And I couldn't sleep. I was sleeping like 2 hours a day, and it was a very difficult time in my life. But here I am, standing strong, talking to you guys, and smiling, and I'm living. I'm back, you know. It feels like I'm back. It feels like I'm me again, you know. It feels like I'm back to the old me, back to the same old me who doesn't take life too seriously, who can have a joke, who can make fun, who can, you know, just not take things too seriously. And I feel like I'm the old me again. I feel like I'm Amin. I feel like I'm, you know, just on top of the world right now. I really do, you know. And I know these videos are kind of confusing, because one day I'm making a video about, you know, having anxiety, and another day I'm being like, oh, I'm super happy. But I make videos what I feel in the moment, and right now I'm feeling on top of the world. I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling smiley. I'm feeling like I can take on the whole world right now, okay? And all I can really do is just make a video on what I'm feeling right now, and just speak my heart out and get things off my chest. And that's all I can really do, and that's what I do, okay? I'm not the type of person that, I don't want to fake an emotion. If I'm feeling something in the moment, I'm just going to let it flow. I'm just going to let it out. I'm going to let it, you know, all the emotions go. I don't really like controlling emotions, okay? I'm not telling you to be uncontrollable. I'm not telling you to be violent or anything. I'm just saying, when you have emotion, sometimes, not all times, depending on the situation, but sometimes it's just let it out, man. Let it, you know, feel that emotion. If it's anger, if it's rage, if it's having a laugh, just let it out, man. Stop internalizing your emotions, okay? Sometimes you need to let it out, okay? You need sometimes to have a laugh, like a proper laugh. I'm not telling you to fake a laugh. I'm telling you, if you feel like laughing, laugh. If you feel like smiling, smile with the best smile you have. Show your teeth. If you're feeling like sad, then let yourself be sad, okay? Stop criticizing yourself for being sad. If you're sad, be sad, okay? It's gonna go away anyways. Every emotion ends, every emotion begins, and every emotion ends. So if you're sad, feel that sadness, and it's gonna go. If you feel angry, feel that anger, process the anger, go out for a run, go to the gym, let it out, okay? Stop just trying to shove everything in all the time, and not allowing yourself to feel, not allowing yourself to be, not allowing yourself to be human. I used to think it was bad to have emotions. I used to think it's bad if you're hurting someone else. if you're offending someone else, if you're being violent towards someone else, then it's bad. But if you're not hurting anyone and you're by yourself, no one is around, mate, let it out. Okay, feel that emotion, let it come into fruition, let it flow, let yourself be human. Because at the end of the day, we're humans, we have emotions, okay? We feel things, we feel pain, we feel anger, we feel rage, we feel sadness, we feel like laughing, and you just gotta let it be, you gotta let it be, okay? I used to be the type of person, I used to shove everything down and it made me sick. I used to, just shove it down, just keep it down, keep it locked up tight. Whatever I'm feeling, just keep it, internalized. Don't let it out. Don't let anyone see you have emotions. Just be this stoic guy. But sometimes, man, sometimes I'm not stoic. Sometimes I'm feeling stuff. I'm feeling stuff like I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling on the top of the world. But sometimes I don't allow myself to feel it because I feel like, people are judging me or whatever. And I'm also tired of living life scared of people judging me all the time. I'm scared to speak. I'm scared to say this. I'm scared to say that. I always have this filter on, okay? And I don't feel like having a filter sometimes. I feel like speaking my mind. I feel like saying what comes up in my mind. I feel like expressing myself. And sometimes I don't want to have a filter because it's like this constant effort to have like this filter. And sometimes I just want to speak my mind and just, I don't know, man. I don't know, because if I don't have filter, I say the most outrageous things. If I don't have a filter on, I say the most outrageous things, and I make people really uncomfortable sometimes. But that's me, that's me. And I'm tired of living like with this filter on and being too scared to speak out my thoughts and to speak my mind and to speak what I think, and that's no way to live. That's no way to live. We shouldn't be living life like we're walking on eggshells. Like we're too scared to say stuff because we're scared of what people might think of us or whatever it is. I refuse to live a life like that. I refuse. I don't want to live a life where I'm too scared to speak my mind. I'm too scared to express something to someone, or too scared to allow myself to feel emotions. For a very long time, I just used to internalize everything. Keep everything locked up tight. Not show any emotions. Be stoic. And it kind of made me sick. It made me sick in the head. Okay? I want to talk my heart out. And these videos, they're amazing for me because I can express myself and I can tell you guys that, look at me. Look at what I'm going through. Look at the pain I've been through. Look at what I've been through. And look at me now, These videos are like inspiration to you guys because you can see 2 years ago I didn't want to live. There was no life in me. There was no life in me. And I know it sounds cliche. I wanted to kill myself or whatever. I don't even like saying it because it's embarrassing. But I did. And I'm here alive right now. And I'm standing strong. And look at me, man. And nothing can keep me down because I know who I am. I know who my identity is, I believe in myself now. I know my capability. I know what I'm capable of. I know everything I can do with my power, my hands. I know how strong I am because of what I've been through and what I've overcame. You need to start looking at your accomplishments and everything you've overcome and all the pain you've gone through and where you're at right now and everything you've gone through. And look at you right now. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself who you are. Okay, because you're not this weak person. You are strong as hell because you've been through what you've been through and you're still standing strong. And you're optimistic about life. Okay? I'm optimistic about life. I've got hope. I've got lights. I've got the light back in my eye. I've got the fire back in my belly. And that's what life is all about. Is wanting to make a change. Is wanting to knowing that you have the power to change things and move things and place things and put things into perspective and put things into your favor and just love life. I love life now again, man. I just love it. I love life because I know what I'm capable of. I know I can make a difference in the world and I can have an impact on people. And I'm passionate about these things, I've got that passion back. And if you feel like you don't have any passion, if you feel like you don't have any aggression for life, if you feel like you don't want to live anymore, that feeling, that hopelessness is going to end. It's going to go. It's something in the moment. You just need one thing, or just one thing to happen into your favor, and everything changes. Your whole mind shifts, everything, your perspective and how you see things. But you just need to know that it only takes one thing and everything changes, okay? So I think I've said all I needed to say. Boys, just be passionate about something. If it's making YouTube videos, if it's whatever it is, just be passionate. If it's making music, if it's having a laugh, if it's making people laugh, if it's making people enjoy themselves, if it's being a coach or trainer, whatever it is, if you're passionate about that, just pursue it with all your heart, with all your will, with all your strength. Because sometimes that's all you have. And if you're passionate about God, even better. If you're passionate about Jesus, even better. Then pursue that. Follow a life of Christ, because that's even better. Yeah, boys, just look at me. Look at me. Look what I'm able to do. Someone who didn't really want to live. I didn't want to live, and I tried to end it all. But here I am. I'm still alive. Look at me. I'm a father now. I've got a daughter. I'm happy. Okay, I'm not 100%, but that doesn't matter. I don't need to be 100%. I just need 50%, and the rest will just take care of itself. I don't need to be 100% super happy, super jolly. Give me 50%, and I'll take care of the rest. Yeah? All I need is 50%. The other 50% will come into play. I'll take care of the other 50%. That's where willpower and strength and discipline comes into play. But if you give me 50%, I'm going to take over the world. I know it sounds cheesy, say I'll take it over the world, but it's just because I feel on top of the world right now. It's just because of that. Yeah. And I'm not going to live life. I'm not going to carry on living this life where I'm scared, where people are going to say this about me, or say this about me, or think I'm this, or think I'm that, or think I'm bad, or think I'm evil, or think I'm corny, or cheesy, or cringy. I'm not living a life where I'm scared about what people are going to say about me, or what people are going to think about me, or what people are going to judge about me. I don't care if you can judge, I don't care about all that. I don't care. You can judge me all you want. I don't mind because I know who I am. I'm not living in shame no more. There's no shame. There's no guilt. I'm me. Don't like me? Fine. Don't matter. Don't want to be around me? Goodbye. That's on you. Okay? I got some pizzazz. I got some dazzliness or whatever. I'm a diva. If you don't like me, bye-bye. You know? Because I ain't the type of person no more to be... I don't care what you feel no more. I don't care. I used to be worried about other people's emotions. What is that person feeling? I don't care. And I know it sounds mean. I don't mean it to be mean. I'm just saying, I was constantly worried about what other people were thinking, that's not on me. Okay? All I can do is just be nice, generous, and kind. Not hurt anyone, not be violent, not be aggressive. What you're thinking, that's on you. I don't care what you're thinking. That's on you. That's you. Why should I be worried about what you're thinking and what you're feeling? Okay? You've got your emotions and I've got mine. Let me deal with mine, you deal with yours. I used to care about what other people were thinking. Imagine where you're just constantly thinking about what other people are thinking. You're going to go crazy. It's already enough thinking of what you think. Now you've got to think about what other people think. No wonder you've gone crazy. No wonder I went crazy, you know? So don't live your life for others. Don't try to please everyone. Start pleasing yourself. Stop being nice to yourself. Stop being grateful to yourself. Start appreciating yourself. Start being compassionate to yourself. Start loving yourself. Start accepting yourself for who you are and your identity and your personality. If you're a sensitive person, if you've always been a sensitive person, if you feel things, if you feel emotions, then accept that. And when you feel, allow yourself to feel. If you're more of a person that doesn't really like talking to people, more, you know, kind of isolated type of person, don't really like socializing or whatever, then be that. If you're the type of person that, you know, likes to talk to people and make jokes and make people laugh, then be that. Be who you are, and don't be afraid to be it, and don't be ashamed of it. Okay, don't be ashamed of who you are. Don't be ashamed of the person you are, what type of personality you have. If you're happy, if you're jolly, if sometimes you're sad, be sad. If sometimes you're happy, be happy. Just be what you are, you know, and stop focusing your attention on everyone else but yourself. Because it's time now you live for yourself. Okay, if you live for everyone else, okay, you try to please everyone else, you try to make everyone happy but yourself. And now you're at this point where you have no direction. You've lost your identity. You don't even know who you are, because you don't know who you are. Now is the time to find your identity and to find who you are as a person. Okay. For a very long time, I didn't know who I was. I did not know my identity. I did not know who Amin was. But now I can tell you, I know who I am. Okay, and I'm not afraid to tell you that I'm not this masculine alpha male. I am masculine, but I'm not like this alpha male sort of guy. I'm more of like this sensitive sort of masculinity to me, where I do have some feminine traits, but I'm very masculine, but I do have some feminine traits when it comes to sensitivity. I'm not talking about crying and people offending me. I'm talking about just information overload, stimulation, lights, music, and everything. I'm sensitive when it comes to that, and depending on the stimulation, I get very stressed out, because it's the way I absorb information and stimulation. So be very careful in trying to be someone you're not. Be very careful when trying to please everyone but yourself. So be very careful. If you feel like if you're not being yourself, if you feel like you're not being your authentic self, if you feel like you can't look in the mirror and be like, I'm proud of you for you being you, and you not trying to make everyone like you. Because I'll be honest, guys, my weakness is I want everyone to like me. I want everyone to be my friend. Well, guess what? You can be the perfect human being. You can be the most perfect person. Say the most perfect stuff. Sometimes, no matter what you do, that person just might not like you. And there's nothing you can do about it. No amount of pleasing, no amount of, gifts, no amount of compliments you give to that person's not going to like you. They made up their decision. Okay? So why try to make people like you? Why? I don't understand. And I used to do it so much. I still do it sometimes. And then I realize, wait, why do I care so much about this person liking me? Do I not like myself? Is there some void I'm trying to fill? Is there some validation I'm trying to seek? And things start to make sense. Once you realize that you're trying to seek validation from external sources, from everything and everyone but yourself, trying to seek compliments or trying to make people like you all the time, it's because you lack self-love. You don't really like yourself. Now, what you need to do is try to like yourself. Try to like yourself for who you are, for who you are as a person, your identity and your personality. And I know sometimes it's hard to like yourself. I know sometimes it's hard to understand who you are as a person and accepting it, because sometimes it can be quite hurtful. It can be kind of painful to accept you for who you are. It can be painful, because we wanna be this perfect person. We wanna be perfect. We wanna be like these guys we see on social media and these guys we see on the internet. But we're not perfect. Okay, we have faults, and everyone is different. There's no right way to be. Okay. And another thing is as well, when I leave the house, it shouldn't be so hard for me to leave the house and not be so aware of everything and everyone, okay? Because I'm the sensitive person, I'm constantly aware of everything, of all the noises being made, of the wind, of the temperature, of everything. Everything feels so intense. Every emotion, every feel, every touch feels intense. I feel things incredibly intensely. And that's why at the end of the day I feel so drained. I feel so emotionally stressed. I can't feel my legs. I get these migraines. I feel like just laying down and sleeping. It's because I've had a very long day. It's because imagine living a life where all emotions are like turned up to 10, 100, 1,000 levels higher. Imagine that, where every emotion you feel is intense to a degree where you actually feel that throughout your whole body. And that's who I am as a person. Every emotion, every sadness, anger, rage, I feel that intensely as if it's a part of me, if it's a part of my being, and I feel that in my whole body. So that at the end of the day, I feel drained. I feel like I've gone to war. And once I've realized I'm a sensitive person, do you know what I started doing? I'll be very honest. I started closing that door, because I keep this door open sometimes so I can receive my customers and I can welcome my customers, because I'm a salesperson, okay? I'm a sales guy. So once that door is open, people start coming in. But you know what I started doing? Because I've realized who I am as a person. I've realized my sensitivity. I started closing that door. I started closing that door so I can recharge mentally and emotionally. And that's okay. I'm not hard on myself. I've accepted that. It's okay to shut that door and spend 30 minutes by myself here. It's okay for me to recharge and me to stay away and to isolate myself. That's okay, because do you know why? Because I started loving myself and I started being compassionate to myself. And that's what I want for you guys. Being able to understand and being compassionate to yourself and loving to yourself again. Something I couldn't do for a very long time. I couldn't. Because I didn't know who I was. I wanted to be everyone but me. I wanted to be like that guy and that guy. And I couldn't be me. But now, once you realize that you can be you, the world changes, everything changes, everything, the way you live will change, your perspective will change, and everything will just come into place, and everything will start to make sense in your head. All bad emotions, negative emotions gets thrown out the window. It all gets thrown out the window. This is why self-compassion is literally the cure for every single mental illness or mental health or mental, whatever you're feeling mentally, emotionally. Self-compassion is the cure to everything. Loving yourself is the cure for everything. Not being ashamed of who you are as a person, forgiving your past mistakes, not living in the past but living in the present. What happened has happened. What can I do now? What can I do now that's in my control? Well, I have this pen in my hand. I can click this pen. That's all I can do. I can't change the past. I'm not God. I'm not Jesus. I don't have a time machine. So why should I be worried about what I did in the past and who I was as a person? Why should I be worried about what I did 10 months ago or a year ago or 5 years ago? It doesn't matter what I did, who I was and what I've done. All I can do is just click on this pen right now and suck on this lollipop. And that's all I can really do. That sounded really gay. I can't do much else, I can't change the world. I can't save people. I'm not God. I'm not Jesus. I'm no hero. I can't change people. I can't save people. All I can do is mind my business, live day by day. I've got certain obligations because I'm a father now. I've got a daughter. I can't do more than that. Okay? I've got the Bible next to me. I've got the Bible near me, and I read sometimes, and I pray sometimes, and I meditate sometimes. And I ask God, I know I'm going to sin again, not on purpose. Please forgive me. And once I do, I ask for forgiveness. And that's who I am, and that's who have I become. I am no longer this person that is constantly rigid, constantly stressed the hell out, constantly scared of people, scared of being judged, fearful, or scared of people judging you, or scared of people laughing at you. I am who I am. Don't like me, then good. Goodbye. I can't change things. I'm not Jesus. I don't have power. I don't have power. What's gone is gone. I can only look forward. Okay? I can't do many things. I'm not that powerful. I'm not that important. I'm not that special. I'm nobody. I'm nobody. I'm no one. I'm not important. No one is looking at me. Okay? No one cares about me. Maybe my mom does, but except from that, God and my mom, and my sister and my brother. Except from that, nobody gives a damn about you. About me. Okay? So, live life, because you're gonna... I'm not telling you to seek out pleasures. I'm telling you, when I say live life, what I mean is stop stressing about other people. That's what I mean. Be the type of person that is loyal to your beliefs and loyal to your values and your principles. Be a principled person, someone who has morals and values. Someone who isn't afraid to say no. Someone who isn't afraid to speak their mind when the time is right. Okay? I don't want to keep this video too long. I think I've said enough. I've said a lot. I've waffled quite a bit. I've touched on different subjects. I think I've said all I needed to say. I've got things off my chest. My past couple videos were very negative, and I was just moaning and just telling you guys what I was going through, and that's good sometimes if I'm feeling that in the moment. But today was more of like I'm feeling good, you know, and I want to share that with you guys and share my experience with you guys and share what I'm feeling with you guys, and hopefully you guys can take something in or change something in your minds and maybe take something positive out of this. Something good will come out of this video. Maybe if it's one person or two persons or whatever it is, if I can just have an impact on 1-2 persons or whatever. If you could take something positive, you can take some light out of this video, some inspiration, some motivation or whatever it is that's going to benefit your life. I've done my job, I've done enough. Okay, I'm happy with myself. I feel good about myself. And that's all I can really do. I can't do much more than that. Okay, because I'm not that powerful. Once you realize you're not that powerful when it comes to external things and changing the world, and all you can really do is just you be you. Once you realize you're not that powerful and you can't change what other people are doing, you can't change other people's emotions, and you can't change the past. You can only do what you can do now. You can only control what you can control now. Okay, you can only take one step at a time. If I lost money gambling, which I haven't, if I have lost 10k, okay, I lost 10k. Can I change that? No. Is that gone? Yes. Will I worry about it or no? If I do, it won't change a single thing. So I won't. And that's how I'm living now. And it feels amazing to live like that. It feels great to live like that. Okay? Because I know a lot of you are living stressed out of your minds, stressed as hell. Okay? If you're living stressed as hell, you can't even breathe. Some people can't even breathe, man. I couldn't even breathe. Constantly out of breath. People forgot to breathe. People forgot to be. People forgot to relax the hell out. People forgot all about that. Take things slow. Everything is fast, quick, information overload. Everything is so stimulating. Everything is so fast and quick. We've forgotten just to sit down and have a chat. We've forgotten just to enjoy the moment, enjoy people's presence, and enjoy everything amazing. You know, the small things like this pen. This pen is amazing. And I know I'm being very weird, but it is. Look, it clicks. The pen clicks. And this tastes really good. Okay, and in like 30 minutes I'm going home. Isn't life amazing? I can drink a cup of coffee and I can talk to my mom, and I'm alive. I'm breathing. Breath is coming out of me. There's life in here. There's life in me. There's life here, man. There's life in my chest and in my soul and in my mind. I'm a person with emotions. I'm a miracle. You know? What are the chances of me being right here, right now? There's no way God hasn't chosen me. There's no way I'm not a miracle. The chances of you being there right now where you are at are minuscule to none. You are literally a miracle. You are impossible to be here. How are you here? You are a miracle. God has chosen you. Now live. Let yourself be. Be in His presence, in His word. And you see a major difference in how you live and how everything changes. I'm getting kind of sad right now because we waste so much time on focusing on things that don't matter. You know how much hours and minutes you waste on things that do not matter at all? Like, none of these things that you think matters. None of it matters. It's all fake. It's all in your head. You've lied to yourself. Okay? It's not real. You've made an illusion in your mind. It's not even real. What you think is real is not even real. Okay? It's not real. You've lied to yourself. You think that certain things matter, right? You think that it matters. You created problems that weren't there, that don't exist. You've created suffering out of nothing. That's how dumb we are sometimes. We suffer more in our minds than we do in real life. Remember that. There's more suffering in here than in real life. You create problems that do not exist. Your mind is not your friend. Your mind is your enemy. Your mind is not your friend. It's not out here to be nice to you. It's not your friend. It doesn't want what's best for you. It wants to kill you and end you and make you sad and lonely and depressed. It wants to tell yourself lies. It wants to tell you lies. It wants you to manipulate you. It's evil. The mind is evil. And once you realize that it's evil, once you realize these thoughts are evil, once you realize it's not true, once you realize that this is all fake and you've made up problems and you made up illusions in your mind and you created a reality which isn't there, which isn't real, now you can freaking live, mate. Now you're free. Now you're truly free. Now you're actually free from everything. Okay? Because what society wants, it wants you locked in chains. It wants you imprisoned. It wants you sick in the head. Society wants you sick in the head and weak. It wants you freaking weak. Society wants you freaking weak and dead and your soul dead. And it wants you to die mentally and emotionally. It doesn't want you to have a soul. It doesn't want you to feel things. Okay? It wants you sick so that they can profit out of your loneliness, out of your sickness, out of your health, out of your mental health. They want to profit out of you. You are an enterprise. You are literally a business plan. If you are sick, it makes them more money. So the more negative emotions you feel, the better off they are. Imagine that for a second. The worse you feel, the more money they make. If you want to kill yourself, good. They're going to make money off of that. We live in an evil world, boys. It's evil. It's evil out here. It's painful and evil. And it's stressing. It's evil. They're all evil. They're evil, man. They're freaking evil. The pharmacies, the government. These big companies and enterprises, they're all evil. Their main focus is in how do I take from the people, make them sick, so I can take more. Even influencers on YouTube as well. They want you to think there's something wrong with you so that they can make money off of you. They want you sick in the head. I was sick in the head. I was ill. I was mentally ill. But once I realized there was nothing wrong, that there were no problems, once I realized that I told myself lies, and that they've been telling me lies, and that these problems don't exist, it's all up here, and I've been manipulated to think I've got problems, to think I've got health issues or whatever it is. Once I've realized it was all fake and it was all a lie, I could finally live my life. I could finally live and be me, who I am as a person. Yeah. I was gonna make this video way shorter, but that I've said some things that I think if you could take into consideration and you truly understand what I'm trying to say. I know sometimes I can't communicate effectively or in a manner I would like to. I do touch on different subjects and I go to here, from there to here. And sometimes I don't really talk in a linear line, which maybe is a mistake, but it's because I'm passionate about certain things. But yeah, boys, yeah, I've said all I've said. It feels good.